Hello everyone and welcome back to some more Shining Song Starnova, the demo, with me, Phantom Zwei. So, we last left off, we were going to hang around with, Mika. And I also remembered who Mika reminded me from Idolmaster. Her name, I couldn't think of it. Ronco. Ronco is the girl's name from Idolmaster. Very much like her. And Ronco is awesome, so look her up if you don't know her. If you're interested in idol stuff, which, if you're not at all interested in idol stuff, I'm amazed you're watching this, but thank you. So let's continue. We exited the train station and arrived at a familiar sight. Year after year, this place always changed, but somehow kept selling the exact same things. The character designs might change, but the story details might be different, but the underlying best-selling formula will never change. 2D girlfriend, 2D girlfriend, and 2D girlfriend. This season it might be ship girls. Next season it might be monster girls. Then cat girls. Whatever the adjective, the key operating noun will always be girlfriend. We in the idol industry, of course, sold 3D girls, which added various complications. So we had to 2Dify real girls. Real 3D girls have various problems relating to their marketability. So the job of producers was to cut these problems out, and present 2Dified images of 3D girls on television, computer screens, and printed media. But enough of that. I was here today as a consumer, not a producer. We must hit the second-hand figurine stores. Mika sped ahead, now no longer even bothering to keep up her act. We arrived at the shop filled with glass display cases displaying a veritable mountain of anime figurines. These stores were a balancing game between price and quality. Thousands of figurines in almost every conceivable condition were sold at almost every inconceivable price. Sometimes you would luck out and find just the right item you needed to complete your home collection for a bargain bin price, while other times you would buy what you think was a great deal, only to discover that the store next door was selling the same figurine for half of what you paid. Mika stared at a veritably impressive figurine of a heavily armored gothic Lolita mounting an enormous sword into the air. She stared at it like a hungry wolf had spotted a fat, juicy rabbit. This figurine was from the popular anime series Black Opera, a gothic action drama, where idols fought each other not only with song and dance, but massively oversized weapons as well. So this was the source of Mika's delusions. Unfortunately, Mika's dreamy smile vanished when she saw the 40,000 yen price tag. Maybe another store will have it for cheaper. One day, when I'm a famous idol, I'll be able to afford figurines like this. I couldn't help but laugh at Mika's lamentation. So you want to become an idol to be able to buy anime figurines. Black Knight, when you look at this figurine, doesn't it make you want to become part of that character's world? Shed our mediocre existences, and become a gothic Lolita idol with a claymore. That's why I wanted to become an idol. I could totally understand what Mika was saying. This town was what made me want to become a producer, too. I remember when I was younger, sneaking out here, as if I was committing a crime. Back then, you had to hide your interest in this stuff more. But that might have just made it more fun. Somehow, my life before finding out about this world was gray. I guess this is what gives my life color. Truly her brethren. There's an Aya, not really figurine, but like a cardboard cutout there. After looking around the store more, we headed to our destination. We arrived at an arcade, rows upon rows of UFO catchers lined up in the floor of the arcade. I swear, these UFO catchers were scams, all of them. I once spent 3,000 yen here and never got a single catch. Of course, that's just what you think when you see a guy walk out lugging a bag of prizes like Santa Claus hauling off a stack of gifts on Christmas Eve. Those guys definitely had to have been planted by the arcade owners to give the illusion that there was actually a chance of grabbing something good. The dastardly UFO catchers are as slick as ever. But what is this? Mika homed in on a machine offering a slightly cheap-looking Black Opera figurine inside the box. Obviously, less care had been given into detailing the character's facial features and hair, and it lacked any kind of heavy weaponry. Still, a figurine was a figurine. The box hung off the ledge, which led to the prize gate, off by a few centimeters. From the looks of it, just a tiny nudge seemed enough to finally knock it over through the hole. Huh, yeah right. I'd fallen for that trick enough times to know that in reality, I had a better shot at becoming the frontman of a trendy male idol unit at my age than winning one of these. The siren songs are strong. I cannot resist. Mika reached into her coin purse and put 300 yen coins into the machine. I just tried pushing the box off with the UFO catcher's body instead of trying to grab it with the claws. Mika pressed the buttons to manipulate the UFO, her brows furrowed with concentration. She held on to the back button for too long, moving the UFO too far back. It dropped down, one of the claws grazing the far side of the box, but otherwise having no effect. I can yet recoup my losses. Mika put another 300 yen coin into the machine. Or another 300 yen. There's not a 300 yen coin. Ah, yes. This is how the arcade remained in business throughout the years. The Great Recession, increasing consumption taxes, and inflation all be damned. People just had to get their anime figurines. You could say this entire town was built upon that principle. Mika gritted her teeth as she maneuvered the UFO slightly to the right of the box, so that it would tip the box down the hole when it dropped down. Unfortunately, the UFO moved back up as it hit the edge of the box, its claws sliding off the sides. For a moment, the box wobbled, about a millimeter before returning to its position. Kuh! Mika hissed in frustration and put another set of coins. Mika, stop it. Before you whittled away your entire life savings on this futile venture. Somehow, the image of an unemployed middle-aged man mindlessly playing inside a pachinko parlor came to my mind. I hinted that we should leave by looking out of the arcade. Suddenly, I heard a thunk behind me. I did it! Mika reached into the prize receptacle and proudly hailed onto her new figurine. Wait, how did you... Thanks to me looking away at the wrong time, I missed the crucial moment when the laws of the universe were bent, and an Occupied UFO machine yielded a prize. Shit! I missed my chance to learn the trick behind these machines. If only I'd paid attention. An arcade employee arrived to replace the figurine box inside the machine. Her prize firmly in hand, Mika marched out of the arcade with a satisfied look on her face. After browsing some more stores, we walked back to the station. Mika held her new figurine in front of her with a proud look on her face. Today's loot proved bountiful. Perhaps you are a lucky charm, Black Knight. I will do well to keep you near. I'm a producer, not a charm you buy at a shrine. Just then, Mika's stomach growled loudly. The rush of victory has drained my mana. Come to think of it, we haven't had dinner yet, have we? I guess you forget trivial things like that when you're having fun with a fellow denizen of Akiba, and a girl to boot. Should we go grab something? Indeed, lead the way, Black Knight. The two of us went to a nearby cafe. The smell of bread made my taste buds salivate. Mika got a tray and placed a sausage bread on top. After checking out our food, we took our seats at a table. I see that the Lord of Night's judgment was not misplaced. You are indeed indeed worthy of this one's faith. It brings this one joy to see another of the faith has come. While we number few against the followers of the light, once we muster our forces, our new era shall begin. Ahem. Actually, the real reason I took you out was to help you get along with the other girls. So the Black Knight had ulterior motives. Foibles be upon this one. Hashimoto-san, there's a time for fun, but being an idol also means that you're an adult working in society. Working in society? Adult? Even if we're in the otaku industry, it's still an industry, meaning we're workers in a company. We're not the consumers, we're the creators. It's a totally different thing. I understand. Sometimes we have to do things we don't want to just to make a living. Well, actually, most of the time we have to do things we don't want to do to make a living. Being a popular idol takes more than just liking anime. You never see it on television, but an idol's success is built upon a pillar of blood. I sighed. It probably just sounded like I was pointing out the obvious. People just nodded their heads and say, I figured as much, whenever someone pointed out that being an idol was hard work. Unless they've experienced it firsthand, no one could ever imagine the pressures these girls faced. An idol was a symbol of perfection. A standard, no girl could meet, no matter her effort. Well, I guess you'll experience it firsthand soon enough. Anyways, remember that your teammates are working alongside with you, and I'm still here as your producer. Everyone here is part of this industry. It's nice working with people who all share a common dream, so there's no need to be a loner. If those are the Black Knight's words, then this one shall take heed. There wasn't much more I could say. Some things just couldn't be effectively communicated through words. But I felt that I had to protect Mika. She was just a foolhardy girl who had no idea what kind of industry she was stepping into. Or was that my own moe delusions getting the better of me? In the end, it was other clever guys like me who wrote up scenarios which delude losers into thinking they could protect some innocent girl. In the end, I guess this just meant I was a shit otaku too. I shook myself out of those thoughts. I was Mika's producer. I was definitely going to make her into Japan's next top idol. I, of all people, couldn't begin to doubt myself. With my confidence gathered, I finished the rest of my bread. We left the cafe during after finishing our small dinner. Mika ran ahead and turned around. Today was fun. Let us do this again sometime, Black Knight. Yeah. Was it just me, or did this little outing feel more like a date rather than a professional team-building exercise? I'd better not continue this train of thought. I was clearly letting my hormones get the better of me. I couldn't afford to slack off. Not when I was the producer. With a grin, Mika waved as she went home. Deito! Alrighty. February 5th. Meanwhile, the next day, Mika approached the other girls during practice. What's that? Mika offered them a binder of printouts. Take these. I stayed up last night doing research into what Anna songs were popular, by downloading various opinion polls online, then combining the votes. The other girls looked through the printouts. This actually looks like it could be helpful. Mika-chan worked really hard, eh? Well, I guess Chuuni-chan can be useful sometimes too. Just sometimes, okay? Anyways, this is a pretty rare sight, isn't it? For Mika-chan to be acting normally. That's a mean thing to say. Ugh. Be grateful, commoners, for this one gazed into the halcyon of forbidden knowledge at the deepest hours of the night to bring you this intel. Okay, alright, let's get back to practice, everyone. And with that, Mika and Aki returned to their usual routine. Alright, and the 7th. The OP song of a certain anime played as the girls practiced their dance routine. Their skills were decidedly lackluster at this point, with each girl dancing at their own pace with zero unity. Mika collided into Nimue, bouncing off Nimue's massive front bumper. Mariah's face was pale with exhaustion, her bangs drenched with sweat. Oh god. No. Stop. Aki angrily turned the music off. Natan, you're always moving ahead too fast. And Chuuni-chan. I don't even know where to begin, but are you for real? In all my years of being an idol, I've never seen a girl born with 2 left feet try to stick their nose into this field. Are you trying to make fun of us? You think just anyone can become an idol? Mariah wiped her face off with a cloth, huffing and puffing, her lung capacity damaged by years of chain smoking. Aki looked at the sad sight in front of her. You guys are really hopeless. Listen up good. You guys are the most washed up, pathetic excuses for idols I've ever seen. If this is seriously the best you can do, then you're just gonna get eaten alive the moment the real thing starts. Well, excuse me, Mariah muttered between her breaths, I think. You. It's a dog-eat-dog world. Some of you might not make the cut at this rate. It's just the way these things go. The weakest link in the chain gets cut. It's everyone for themselves now. Unknown to Aki, I had come downstairs and was now standing behind her. The others averted their eyes awkwardly as Aki continued with her diatribe, completely unaware that her pure lowly image was scattering to the winds with each word. Ho ho, don't avert your eyes like that. This is the life you've chosen for yourself. If you guys can't keep up with me, then well, I guess I'll just have to go on by myself. I'm in this too deep to stop just because you guys lack the same drive. Natsuki looked at Aki with a sinister look, grinning the Loni's comeuppance. Aki-chan? Sasami finally awkwardly pointed behind Aki with a forced smile plastered on her face. What? Why are you all... Aki turned around to my chest. What a lovely and shiny day. Do you want to see Aki-chan for something? Ahem. Aki only needed to take one glance at my austere face to know she was in trouble. How long were you there? Ever since you turned the music off. I see. Aki looked down in defeat. Aki-chan's sure in a lot of trouble. I guess pride really does come before the fall, eh? It's her fault for being so full of herself. The divine bolt of retribution has fallen onto the red imp. Everyone, let's all try to get along. I ushered Aki away as the others took a break. I walked into the office with Aki in tow. As soon as I shut the door behind me, I couldn't help but burst into laughter. You, just how long were you planning to keep up with that act? The whole Pui elementary schooler routine. You mean you already knew? Of course I knew, from the moment I met you. What, you think I did zero research about you? Aren't you underestimating your producer a little too much? Well, you got me good, eh? It just can't be helped, okay? I'm used to acting like that around middle management guys. I'm just marketing my appeal point, that's all. For 7 straight years? Aki winked and formed her hands into a heart like a girl at a maid's cafe. Kashiwagi Aki, eternally 12 years old. I'll beat out the competition, because I have 7 more years of experience at being 12th than the rest. Oh boy. So this was our catchphrase, huh? You know, you don't have to act like that around me. Like it or not, you're not a kid anymore. I won't treat you like one, and I don't expect you to treat me like you're one either. Trying to get close to me or something? You're wasting your time. Still, we have to face the reality that you're not a kid anymore. I'm afraid your fans have turned their attention to a fresher stock. I was approaching another landmine topic here, one I was keen to avoid if I could. An idol's image must inevitably change as she matures. She's not like an anime character who remains eternally the same age. I know that! But this is the only character I know how to play. Ever since I was the little girl, all I wanted was to stand and perform in front of people. First, it started with my mom and dad. They would always clap and sing praises of me whenever I sang in front of them. Soon, this spread to everyone in my neighborhood. It made me happy, you know? Everyone looked at me and encouraged me to pursue my dream of becoming an idol. And for a while, things seemed to be heading in the right direction, but... What am I going on this monologue for? Anyways, my persona has been frozen like this for the past 7 years. Without it, I'm nothing, you know? I'm pretty much what people would refer to as a one-trick pony. In today's world, many parents eagerly offered up their daughters to the entertainment industry. Of course, this notion of dressing elementary schoolers into pretty idols and having them dance on late-night television had its fair share of detractors as well, but as long as there was parental consent, the industry could and indeed did decide everything about the child's life. From ages as young as 11 or 12, A corporation would mold a child's development so that by the time she debuted at around the age of 14, she would already be a strong market mover right out of the gate. With luck, with luck and devotion, a girl like that could stay in the market for over 10 years, ample time for the company to more than recoup the costs of her development and to incubate the next batch of candidates. Beginning to work at such a young age opened up many professional doors once the talent reached adulthood. However, it closed many other more valuable doors. You might not think it, but you're still young. There's still plenty of time for you to find your voice. What's up with the unexpectedly helpful advice? Trying to act like you're my dad or something? No, I'm trying to be your producer. Producer, huh? The hell are you doing? You're supposed to be packaging me up and selling me so that I get popular and get a huge fan base. Listen here, producer. Enough with your talks. Aki crossed her arms and looked at me with a greedy grin. I'm in this to become famous. I don't need sweet talks or pats on the ass from you. I ain't some frail flower who's just gonna wither away because ooh la la, being an idol is so heartrending. I only care about the results, okay? Do whatever the hell needs to be done. Just make me into an idol. Aki stared into my face, her eyes as tough as steel. It was then I knew why her fans had left her. The small girl no longer had the innocent twinkling of eyes of a child. She had the eyes of a grown woman. Understood. Anyways, I'm going back to practice. With that, Aki left the office. That girl was willing to do anything to become an idol. What am I doing? Deep down, I was worried. For a girl to enter the business world before she even learned something as basic as the multiplication table. But this was the industry I chose to work in. The #1 idol group in Japan right now sure as hell didn't laugh and smile their way to the top. They were there because they played the game and won. I had to keep playing the game if I wanted to one day reach the same spot. Once again, I pushed my doubts away and returned to work. So Aki is very tough. The next day, I arrived to see the girls gathered outside the office in athletic wear. Morning, everyone. Planning to take a jog? A pair of red tails emerged from the group with a bossy look on her face. Isn't it obvious? These ladies need to build up their stamina if we're going to debut properly, so we're going to jog to Yoyogi and back. Yoyogi, huh? Are you sure that's not too far? I was running from Harajuku to Tokyo Station and back when I was 11. Yoyogi's a piece of cake. I looked over to the rest of the girls. The sun, the morning rays, they assault my senses. Hey, producer, don't look this way. I'm not even wearing my makeup. I made sure to wear my sports bra today. My estimation of success were not high. Alright, but get my number just in case. I'll be waiting for you guys in front of Yoyogi Park then. Everyone, let's go! With that, the girls took off. As the run went on, the girls inevitably stretched out into a line. Aki and Natsuki led the group, looking hardly fazed, while Julie, Nimue, and Sasami more or less kept up in the middle. However, Mariah and Mika languished in the rear, sweat pouring down their pale faces. My hair's probably all messed up now, too. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Come on, you two, don't give up. I swear, I'm never drinking again after this. O Lord of the Night, doth you forsaken this one? What is this black trial? Natsuki turned around and ran backwards, waving to the group. Mariah, your shirt is so drenched I can see your bra. Bad day to pick black, eh? Wait! Suddenly, Mariah picked up her pace and shot ahead of the other girls. Oh, Maria's catching up! However, she took a sharp turn and headed straight towards the riverbank. A stream of fluid unfit for description in an idol story leaked from her mouth as she threw herself upon the guardrails, blossomed into a wild spurt of indescribables as Mariah expelled the contents of her stomach like a puke-breathing dragon of shame. Holy shit! Sasami rubbed Mariah's back as she gagged on her own spit. Ow. Dear oh dear. Unbelievable. Aki-chan, maybe this is too much. Everyone can become an idol at their own pace. There's no need to do anything unreasonable. At their own pace? This is a good time to make something absolutely clear. You lot are the sorriest excuses for idols I've ever seen. You said this yesterday. Mariah, you're just a chain-smoking alcoholic. What kind of guy would ever get hyped up for seeing your saggy tits on stage? Damn. And Julie, listen here, you're pretty much the #1 bitch in Japan. You want to be an idol? Honestly, the AV industry's better for you. And Chuuni-chan? Well, I don't even have to waste my breath on her. None of you have what it takes to become an idol. Well, not that I care. Just means I'm gonna be the #1. But I'll be damned if I let you drag me down. I've already sacrificed too much to fail here, so the rest of you can become idols at your own pace if you want. I'll be going on ahead without you. 6 pairs of angry eyes bore holes into Aki's face. However, all they received was the sight of her twin tails running off into the distance as she jogged away by herself. Good riddance. This was a stupid idea anyways. Miko was still too exhausted to care. At last, a respite. Everyone, let's rest a bit. Here, have some water, Mariah. Mariah gulped down the bottle and wiped her face. Bullshit. Mariah straightened herself. I'm running ahead too. But Mariah... Mariah pounded her fist on the riverbank's railing. It's exactly as Aki-chan says. I'm just a washed-up ex-idol. At this rate, I'll never sing on stage again. But I can't stop here. I'll be damned if I let some punk-ass kid take my spotlight. You're still gonna keep going? Don't worry, I puked all the poison out. I'm feeling better already. What the hell? I am in agreement. Let's all try our best, everyone. While Aki-chan's words were hurtful, they do have some truth to them. We have to work harder if we want to become idols. Let's go! Okay, if that's what Mariah wants. Yeah. With 5 girls having reached a consensus, Mika had no choice but to relent. If Mika-chan can't make the run, then I'll just have to carry her on my back. No, thank you. This one shall endeavor to carry herself without bringing shame to the Night's March. Then let's go, everyone. Yay! Aki jogged along the road by herself. If they can't keep up, then just dumping them is the best thing to do. It's everyone on themselves from now on. There aren't any friends in this business, just rivals. But ever since she left them behind, her footsteps had felt increasingly heavy. In spite of herself, Aki increasingly found herself looking backwards, checking if the rest of the girls had decided to follow after her. Why do I care if they gave up or not? All that matters is making sure I win, and that means stepping over the bodies of everyone else. You can't be in first place without stepping on the backs of second and third placers. That's just the way things are. Aki's step slowed. That's why I don't care about anyone else but myself. She looked back. Her lips quivered. Hurry up and catch up so I don't have to run by myself, you idiot idol failures. Just then, she heard a familiar shout. Aki-chan! Better run faster, because we're going to catch up to you. The rest of the girls appeared from around the street corner. Ah! What a bunch of idiots! Aki turned around and picked up her pace. She would never deign to show the other girls the relieved smile on her face. What a little shit. I waited at the front of Yoyogi Park with a water cooler and some Mentos. The girls were taking longer than expected. I sure hope nothing happened while they were by themselves. I flipped to my cell just in case and didn't see any messages from them. Just then, I heard Natan's distant voice. Hey, Pikun! Slowly the girls appeared over the horizon. Their sweat and dirt-covered shirts told the tale of a long and grueling journey. Aki and Natsuki led the group from the front, while Mariah's arm was slung over Sasami's back like a wounded trooper. Mika's expression looked exceedingly blank as she unconsciously dragged her limp legs against the pavement, crawling towards the finish line. Nemu and Julie grabbed each other's arms and carried her to the end. In the end, they had barely run 7 kilometers. Hardly an impossible feat, but at least they were 7 kilometers ahead of Zero now. I waved back to them. You brought food for us. Make sure not to eat too quickly. Okay. Well, I guess you made it this far. But this is only the halfway point. We've still got the return trip ahead of us. Mika collapsed in defeat and laid face down on the grass. Nemu poured some water into a styrofoam cup and tilted it into Mika's mouth. I'm gonna be feeling this one tomorrow morning, alright. We've arrived. Y'all worked hard. Take a break here. They all sound so enthused. Okay, and this is actually a good place to end this episode. This demo is actually pretty long. I kind of thought that by now it would have been done. I didn't think we were going to get all the way into, I think this is episode 4, but here we are. So we will, of course, continue it in the next episode. Thanks for watching. See you then.